Hi there and welcome to my YouTube channel again this lovely Saturday afternoon, and my name is Jane Meadows. Right, today I'm going to be talking about career. And remember, when I first put out my video, I did mention that I will be speaking about career, and I would only talk about the career that I'm familiar with, i.e. nursing and nursing management. So today it will be all about deputy management of a care home. And if you're interested in getting into this role, this video is for you. So stay tuned. So as you can see, I'm still filming with my camera on my iPhone. I've actually got like an iPad I can use and a tripod, but it was annoying me the whole time, so I couldn't even focus on what I was doing. So I just ditched it and decided to use my phone because this is more comfortable for me. I'm hoping that moving forward, when I really get into this, I can get like a proper camera with a proper tripod, and then find myself a nice light and bright place in my home to record my videos. But at this point in time, please bear with me and just ignore how unglamorous my videos are and just listen to what I have to say, okay? All right, cool. So the role of a deputy manager is what I'm going to explore with you first of all before we get into how to apply for this job. Now, this role is quite complex, but do not be afraid, it's incredibly rewarding. It's divided into two. You are a manager of all things clinical in a care home, and you are also expected to practice on the unit as a nurse. Now, that does not apply to every care home. Some care home would actually employ you to be purely supernumerary, which means you don't have to practice as a nurse, unless of course there's a shortage of nurse and somebody called off sick all of a sudden, then you have to step in and cover that shift. But I will explore the role in brief because you have to really go into it, but I will keep it simple so that you can understand it before you go ahead and apply for this job. So like I said before, the role is divided into two. The first one is you as a manager, as a clinical manager, in charge of delegating roles, in charge of planning the shifts, in charge of day-to-day care that is being provided for every single resident, making sure that standard of care practice is being implemented in your home, making sure that people are well trained to be able to carry out their roles and responsibilities. So another thing you need to be aware of is also that you are in charge of the budgeting set aside for all things clinical in your care home. So that we're budgeting for clinical equipment, budgeting for staffing. You need to be able to support your manager, the general manager, in making sure that you're spending within your job, if I can talk, within your budget. Okay, you are also responsible for managing and assessing care needs of each resident. So you'll be going out for assessments in the hospital or in the community to help people get their placement within their care home. So for example, if somebody is going to be placed in your care home, first of all, what you do get is their care needs in paper, then you read through it, then you go out for the assessment and gather all the information and make the decision with your manager whether or not that individual is suitable to be placed in your care home. So this is an important role, isn't it? And the other side of it will be as a practice nurse, basically practicing as one of the nurses in the home. I know some deputy managers don't like that, but I tell you, it is very good for you to be able to do that because you get to see every single thing being on the floor, and also you earn the respect of your team because once they see you getting into it and supporting them by getting down and dirty, if you know what I mean, they would respect you. Therefore, when you ask them to do something, they will support you because they've actually seen how hard you've worked and how high your standard of care is. So it's very, very important that you do not refuse to be hands-on. Now that we've actually explored the things that is expected of you as a deputy manager, let's get into how you can go ahead and apply for this wonderful role, right? Cool. So the first thing you need to be doing is tailor your CV to be screaming, I am a leader and I am clinically strong. How do you do that? So if you're coming from the hospital, how you showcase your leadership skills is by actually mentioning how you've supported students by mentoring them, motivating them, supporting them with their training. That's leadership, isn't it? How you've managed your shift in difficult circumstances. I mean, you don't have to tailor that within your CV. That will probably come out in your interview question, which will be another video altogether. But in the CV, be mentioning mentoring, teaching, supporting. That's all part of leadership. Working with people, working well with the multidisciplinary team. That again is leadership. And also the clinical skills they want to be seen. It just lists everything that you are involved in on the ward or within the community, or the clinical training that you've had as well. List them all down. These are the things that attract potential employers in going for you as potential deputy manager of their home. One thing I forgot to mention is that you don't have to worry about your management skills. It doesn't have to be strong before you can actually embark on this role. The care home would actually train you and expand your management skills. All you have to have is your leadership skills in terms of being a people's person, being able to motivate people, and being able to work under difficult circumstances. So don't worry about being solid in your management. You will learn within the role. Okay, let's assume that you've actually been invited for an interview for this job role that you're applying for. The first thing I want you to do that is very important, I mean, it's just a suggestion, is to go and explore the actual care home. Go to their website and find out more about them, find out more about the company. It might be an individual care home owned by somebody or a family member or group of families, or corporate companies like the one I'm working with now. Look into their history, find out from people that may have worked there before, gather information about them before you say yes if they offer you that job. Another thing that is very crucial is the Cqc report, and in fact in an interview they would expect you to know a little bit about them. So you need to be checking out the Cqc report and look out for what the Cqc is saying about this home. Are they good? Are they outstanding? Or are they required to improve? I mean, these are the report that Cqc put out there in each care home. Now, let me talk you through that. Outstanding is outstanding. I mean, you can't beat that. It's marvelous. Good, it's good. It means there's just few things to be fixed. Required for improvement means there's plenty of work to be done. But don't get me wrong, I've worked with homes that had required for improvement. And do you know what? It was wonderful, because what it did was strengthen my skills. So it's up to you, but check out the Cqc website. Check out the Cqc report, and they would actually detail the areas that the home is failing, and where they need to be working on, and then you can make a decision whether you want to be involved in a home like that. Okay. So the final thing is understanding the culture of care home. Let me make it clear to you now. Care home is not hospital. It's care within the home. So the culture is completely different from the hospital. And this is where many nurses fail, including myself. I really struggled when I first started because I expected the same culture that I had in the hospital and within the PCT. It's a beautiful, beautiful culture because the residents live in a place they call home and they have 24-hour medical care. Now, don't treat it like a hospital. So that's why you need to be mindful of the culture and the difference between care home and the hospital, so that you don't go feeling a little bit disappointed or, bored, if I may say. Some people feel bored about it, especially if you've come from ITU or A&E and you decide to go into a care home and expecting the same buzz. Not gonna happen. Okay, so bear that in mind. This is just it, really. I don't want to go too much into it because that will take a whole lot of time. So I will do another video on how to succeed in an interview for a deputy role. I mean, I think I am a suitable person to talk to you about this because I've worked as a deputy manager for a few years. I am now a general manager, so I've moved on from that role to a more senior role. So I will give you a genuine advice. And if you have any questions, leave your comments down below. As all the YouTubers say, I think saying down below is a bit rude. I mean, down below, but Leave your comments, any questions, if you have any tips as well, because there might be people reading that. Leave your tips as well, and all will be very much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching my video. My hand is starting to hurt again, so I've got to go. Have a wonderful weekend, and God bless you all. Thank you very much. Bye bye.